And I clearly don't think what you claim happens, because your evidence is either non-existent or garbage. Show me or shut up. And you haven't shown anything except that you know how to film things from stupid angles.
So far, I have provided countless.
No, they're not countless, and they're all horrible flaws. And again, this bottom one was, again, the angle is like 45 degrees. Why would you film it at 45 degrees? Why would somebody do that?
Again, I have done so many variations with these pendulum collisions. So it's all garbage, right? Recorded from bad angles, right? Well, here is a one mass colliding into a one mass. Guess what? It also comes out the way you would predict. And here we have a two mass colliding at a one mass. Guess what? Momentum is also conserved for your model because we have to add the momenta because they move in the same direction after collision. And over here the same with a three mass colliding into a one mass. Momentum is also conserved for your model. So strange, right? Only when both objects move in the same direction, it's also a win for your side. However, when both objects move in opposite directions, it's absolute garbage. Really, really strange.
According to you, draft science, when you point out all the flaws in our experiments, we basically are just too stupid and unaware to pay attention to all the details and variables that can change the outcome of an experiment. By definition, if we are unaware of our own flaws, then these flaws are unintentional. On the other hand, if we are forcibly cheating the experiment, then we are aware of it and we are intentionally changing the outcome of the experiment. Now, when the experiments are flawed, so when the flaws are unintentional, then why do we always get similar outcomes? This means that flawed experiments naturally produce results that prove conventional science right. Since a flawed experiment is unintentional by definition, this means that we are unaware of the flaws, and this means that we are unaware of what type of flaws they are or how grotesque they are. Yet they always seem to produce similar results. This means that it doesn't matter what type of flaws they are or how grotesque they are, they always produce the same results, and always coincidentally prove conventional science right. This doesn't make sense at all. If experiments are cheated, then the setup is forced to change the results. So therefore the person doing the experiments is aware of the results and will intentionally adjust the setup to make it come out a different way. You, draft science, have many times claimed that we are all cheaters and that we force our experiments to come out our way. This means that we actually know that the experiments produce outcomes that actually prove you right, or that we get results that don't come out our way, and that we are therefore spending hours and hours trying to find ways to make it come out the way we want. Again, the difference between flawed and forced experiments is that flawed experiments produce unintentional flaws and results, and forced experiments produce intentional results. If the experimental setup is actually forced and manipulated, then we definitely know what we are doing and we know what effect the manipulation will have with respect to the experimental outcomes. So within the context of cheating, we actually know that the results are always coming out your way to begin with, but we are hiding that from you and we are forcing the experiment. So in this scenario there are no flaws and we are actually doing the experiments correctly, however we are forcing and manipulating it. That's what it means to cheat. It means that we are getting results that are coming out your way, so to begin with, we are doing the experiments correctly. Secondly, we notice it's coming out your way. And thirdly, we manipulate the experiment to make it come out our way. This means that there are no unintentional flaws and that no improvement is necessary because in reality we are already getting results that come out your way, so without improvements, and the only thing is that we are simply manipulating it. This is the logic of cheating in experiment. However, on the other hand, you keep saying that all the experiments are horribly flawed and that we are too stupid to do good experiments, so they need lots of improvements. But then this belongs in the category of unintentional flaws.